This team will be looking at the research and evidence that is relatively new out there that in many respects has changed the educational landscape. And what I'm referring to is building staff's knowledge of the research of John Hattie and the likes, Robert Marzano, Stephen Denham, are a few. There's another great Aussie researcher who's been working strongly with that effect size model to help us understand the sorts of teaching strategies that have a high effect size, a medium effect size and a low effect size. And what we're really looking at is how can we support staff to understand what the high effect size practices are, and indeed how can we also support them to stop doing some things that maybe have a low effect size and maybe they've been doing for some time. So that's sort of in a nutshell what we're trying to do with this group. But we're also looking at ways of how we might also support our skills with Flisking and using the continuum and improve our effectiveness. And we're really interested in our teachers becoming more effective and indeed being able to potentially monitor their own effect sizes so they can see how effective they are. We have been using the on-demand tool, testing tool, to help us gauge the improvement of grades on average across the year. So we look to get at least 12 months of growth across each grade, but we've only got that tool for years 3 to year 6. But we'd like all teachers to be able to have the sort of data that can help them see how effective they are and also gauge if they're not that effective, the sorts of things that they might need to do to be more effective, and we can hopefully support that. The key part of this work is the action plan, and I've identified 1, 2, 3 things that I thought might be useful for us to focus on. But again, it's the team decision as to what we think we might need to do next. It may be that we need to run a survey, but I think revisiting and looking at what effect sizes are, which ones are good and not so good, and which ones are average could be a way to look at it. But it may be a completely fresh approach that we look at in our plan. But I think it's important that we identify the first thing, the second thing, the third thing that we're going to work on, because we only have 3 sessions this term. And we also need to consider what the takeaway tasks might be for each meeting. Not making those too onerous, but making them something that people will indeed go away and have a look at and to think about, which we will share when we come back to each new session. Well, thank you for being involved in this important work, and look forward to working with you.